the pops and around the left orbit. Oh,
He
or
tried to
go
get it
through
out.
the foosball and around. To
Yeah,
the left orbit.
I personally like shooting for the foosball.
Yeah.
I feel like it's safer for me because I
It
struggle
is.
with the
Yeah,
pops.
it is a safer shot, and it's pretty like that angle from the flipper is pretty easy to get.
And we have Thomas on here.
Awesome.
Thomas
I
is
like
really
watching
excited.
good players too, because like I try to pick up stuff. So,
Thomas is a fantastic
So tell
player.
me, like a lot of them they do the thing with the flipper where they're like, you know.
So that depends. If it's rolling up your right flipper and they're trying to catch it,
Yep.
spamming the other one will kind of slow the ball down in a
It's
way.
interesting. So are they trying to get vibration?
Yes,
In the other,
the vibration
yeah.
so it can maybe bounce and drag on the rubber a little more. It's crazy stuff, but it works.
Someday I might be able to play all right.
you can come to a Turbo Tuesday over here in Carpool, and they'll teach you how to play some
Oh
football.
yeah, Collier's on our team, and he's great at. He's always showing me
incredible.
tips. Like I've gotten to the point where like I feel like I actually know how to control the ball a little, but I've got a long way to go.
You're getting there. I mean, at least you can tap pass, right?
Yeah. With these buttons, anybody can, right?
Everybody can.
But it's a lot of fun. Hey.
Thomas is an incredible player. He's been pretty excited to play this. Ah.
Those
He
outlays.
drains himself with that flipper.
Yep.
And here's Savannah, another fantastic player. I think this game right here is filled with a group of fantastic players.
It's awesome. Well, it's really cool to get to stream it. I mean, I want people to get to see it. When we get back to the shop, as we start improving the code, I'll just show people, like, I'm going to have Collier do it.
Yeah.
Like, here,
show
Collier,
him
you
playing
play
it.
and show how this
There
feature
you
works.
go.
I'll code it, he streams it.
There you
go. But yeah, I want to show people, like, this is the fun part now. The secret, there's no more secrets. Like, the game is out.
You can talk about
So
it
now. We can start putting out a bunch of content about, like, hey, here's what we learned at the show. Here's the next mode implemented. Oh, by the way, like, here's this other thing we learned, and here's how we're tweaking it, and here's how it works now.
Here's
So-
some adjustments we're making, some
Yep.
changes. Here's what we like, what we don't.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. It's been so great. So I'm going to post a video a little bit after the show, and I've been really bad at this. Like, you guys are so cool with your setups and stuff, but I got one of those little DJI Osmos.
Yes.
It's so nice.
It's incredible.
But, I'm always, like, around the booth. I've been here, like, pretty much all day, every day, and
Yeah.
I eat at the table here. But I'm trying to engage with people to, like, find out all the things.
Yeah.
Any questions? What do you like? What don't you like? But then people are always telling me, they're like, oh, man, we love it. People are saying
Yeah.
great things. And then I go online, and I'm like, we had a great show. People are saying great things. And I'm like, it's so lame. It's like
lame.
what I need to do is I need to let the people say the great things.
Yes.
And so what I did today was I went around and, like, I just talked to people.
Ask
like, hey,
people their
you want to get
opinions?
first impressions? And
That's
so, like,
incredible.
it's going to be, like, poor production quality because I'm just
fine.
learning. But
it's true, honest first
yeah,
impressions.
so I just am like, hey, like, give us your first impressions. And I got a bunch of them.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm going to compile them all together and then post that.
That
And
will be amazing.
I think y'all are going to love it. We heard from a lot of people kind of different things that they like. And it's been fun. So
Yeah.
I'll try to do more of that kind of stuff.
Good. That's what we want is open ideas and thoughts about games and honesty. And that's really what y'all bring to the table. And we love it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I only have one nitpick.
What's that?
And I told Caller, you have beautiful opto spinners. And I want to see them spin.
Yeah?
It's hard for me to see the upper left one.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
little too far back.
It is.
But I understand why.
Yeah.
Because the foosball spinner feeds right in front of it, and it could be a nightmare to have that spinner a little bit forward.
I'll talk to Gabe about it. That guide that's kind of behind the foosball area, it kind of comes down to a tight area there, and it just may not move down much more.
See, that's what I was saying to Collier. I was like, probably can't
I know
move
people
it.
want to see them. Like, it is a little bit back there. So I'll talk to Gabe. Like, we worked really hard on getting that foosball guide, like, really smooth
It's
to feed
perfect.
back.
Please don't change that.
It turned out really nice.
Yes.
We had a couple other iterations.
What is it? Okay.
So we had a couple other iterations earlier. There was like there was a rubber there with a switch in it, and it kind of would hit that, and it was very unpredictable if it would come off there and rattle.
Yeah,
or
you
not.
didn't want it to rattle or ricochet around.
But this, we kind of just kept iterating on the curve that was needed, and this thing is like butter smooth now, the way it goes around.
It really is butter smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, it flows because you would expect a lot of games that have that kind of inner orbit to feed another orbit that tight like that kind of slam into it.
Yeah.
Kind of ricochet.
Yeah.
This does not. It is smooth. It is flowy. I can tell y'all tested it a lot.
We really tried. And here's some other interesting things. I mean, just if you're interested in about like kind of geometry and like ball speed and things like this, how we tried to play with it, there are actually some shots where we were like, when you hit it like with the left upper flipper to the right orbit,
yeah,
I wanted it to be a controllable shot by the time it got back to the left flipper, so you had a chance to loop it or make a good controlled shot at the pool targets. Actually, when you go through the center and come around, it's darts instead of pool, so like you have to be able to make these shots. And the ball was flying through there so fast.
I mean,
we just couldn't hit it.
Yeah.
I mean, so we actually have like kind of like a snubber. It's a piece of metal in the back. It's on the back panel. And as it comes around the right orbit, it goes up a little ramp, and it'll catch that stubber. If it's a really fast ball, it'll catch it,
slow it down
and
like
it throws
that.
it down, and it slows it down just enough to make it controllable around the side. But if it's a slower ball already, it doesn't touch it.
Yeah,
So
it'll
it's
just
like,
go at the speed you want it to go at.
Yeah, so little things we've been trying to figure out.
That is smart.
But I was talking to some friends, and I'm just like, I kind of wonder, we have a different approach on how we present games. I mean, Ninja Eclipse is very different. I mean, you saw the Whitewood, you saw the kind of evolution of that to its final product. This, I didn't want to do it the same way where we were like, hey, look, we're going to make Merlin's Arcade, you know, and show the whole thing.
You don't want to go through that whole ordeal again.
Well, I wanted the surprise, but I wanted to bring a product that's polished enough to be a completed product, but still leave it open for people to give suggestions and feedback. Because, like, if you're, let's say you're another manufacturer and you release a game and you bring it to the show and you've tested it and everything, and I've done this, like, when I went to Expo in October with a small cabinet, like, we had done all the internal testing. My team loved it. We talked to mentors. They thought it was great, but when you expose it to the community at large, you're going to get more feedback.
Yeah, there's a lot more feedback to get.
And you need that feedback. And so, like, if you're not getting that and you're just bringing a finished product to a show,
I don't think
what do you do?
that. Exactly. What are you going to do if people don't like it?
People are like, this shot's terrible.
Yeah.
And, like, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
I don't know. So anyway, like, I think this approach feels like a good, safe approach to say, hey, look, like, we think we got it. What do you think? And then we can, like, make it great.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I really think it is, because you get kind of the best of both worlds. You get to see people's interest. You get to see what people love and don't love.
Yeah.
You can make minor adjustments before it goes on sale. You bring it back to another show. You show, hey, what about this now?
Yeah.
People love it.
Yeah. And play testing. I mean, the amount of testing we get, these are hammered all day, every day, right?
Yes.
And, like, it's just, people will find ball traps you'll never find, you know, and it's just, there's just so many things. And what's going to break? I mean, if it's going to break, it's going to break at the show. Right? So you get to find those things. So I think that's why Ninja Eclipse is so solid. I mean, we engineered a system that works, but it was battle tested through shows, several shows.
Yes.
And so I think that really helped. So that's going to be great for this game too.
And you get to find if there's any secret areas where the ball will get stuck, any things that, you know, maybe any rubbers that are getting slammed and may need to be changed.
Yeah, and we learned that on Ninja Eclipse specifically, that upper flipper. We switched it to, I think it's a super band. It's like a very specific one. But man, that thing really lasts. But if you put like a silicone rubber up there, it'll just tear through it.
Like, I promise you, if you ask me to hit that right ramp, I can hit the tip of that upper flipper all day long.
I know. Oh man, it's a tight shot because it's the it's the multi-ball shot. So,
I really like the artwork and the animations.
Thank
They're
you.
simplistic, but man, they're eye-catching.
I'm glad you like it. We put a lot of work into that. I'm trying to make it really intuitive for the player to see status and things. And like, you see all the flags down. They basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knights qualified. Lancelot, the 6th one on the very right, like he's almost qualified, and then the first and third one there, like they don't have any shots, but I didn't see, but he probably beat those knights phase 1, and he's probably in phase 2 now.
Uh-oh. Mark. I think Thomas was messing with it. There we go.
Oh, that's nice. I can see it a lot better. Thank you.
Whew. Right.
So, interesting things that we've learned at the show, right?
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, only one ball trap.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we always look for ball traps, but
Yeah, that's impressive on any game.
I was very surprised, honestly. Like, I
Yeah.
expected to find more. But if you look at this area, do you see the arcade machine and the pop bumper right there?
Yes, on the
It's
top
like
right pop up
right
there.
on top of the pop bumper, like resting against the corner of the arcade machine. Someone got a ball there, which, I mean, that's
Kind of impressive.
Yeah, it probably went off the pop really hard and like popped up there
Yeah,
somehow.
maybe someone
Like a to-do,
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the only one the whole show, and it was on, I think it was on this game. The other one we haven't had any ball traps. But obviously, it's there. It just
Yeah,
wasn't
now
discovered
you know
on
it's
that
there.
one. But we'll fix that with a plastic.
Little plastic, maybe a pose, something to keep the ball from getting stuck
Yeah,
there.
and besides that, only things that we've done to the game at the whole show is we had a broken flipper return spring.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty common. I'm trying to figure out like how we can actually make that better because it's kind of an annoying issue.
Is it the
but
manufacturer? Or
I
is it?
think it is. We just need to figure out how to make them last longer. So
I'm assuming it's WPC style, 90s
Yeah,
Williams.
yep.
Okay.
and then let's see, the flipper plastic button itself, like it's sticky.
It's not just you.
Yeah.
I've noticed it in almost every company recently.
I don't know what it is, but so we replaced 2 flipper buttons, and it's like if you push them at an angle in,
They get stuck in.
It rubs really hard, and it just feels.
I had it on
bad.
a few recent games. I usually pull out the pop bumper and it comes apart in 2 pieces.
Wow, that was impressive.
I wish you did it on stream. Said Mr. Keith Shahan opened my beer with his bare hand.
I know, he's just like, ah.
I'm not going to complain for a second.
Anyway, so
The flipper return springs
yeah,
and the flipper buttons.
and the flipper buttons. So we replaced 2 flipper buttons and a flipper return spring and the coil stop on the flipper. Like one of the screws fell out.
Fell out or snapped?
No, fell out.
Oh, okay.
I
That's a lot
know.
better.
Yeah, so we screwed them back in, and then I tightened all of them.
Good.
They were actually a little loose.
Really?
And so now it's on our checklist, like,
Do you have
tighten
the
all the mechs.
locking washers underneath
Yes.
them?
So anyway, little
I guess
things.
they've been hammered all
But-
day.
Yeah, but these are things you find at shows, and like, you add it to your checklist, and then it doesn't happen again. Good. So,
It's the minor things that matter, because, I mean, it would suck if someone got this to their home, they play 5 games on it, flipper return spring breaks.
yeah.
So that's good to play test them at the factory.
Yep, I totally agree. This is one of my favorites. I just love the pop bumper sounds.
This is the
and
pop bumper
everything.
mode? Okay.
Yeah. So once you get up there, like, we'll have to see when she hits it. I mean, obviously it's pretty random once you get up in the pops, but like sometimes
she's going
you get.
for multi-ball.
Oh yeah.
She's in tournament mode right now. She knows multi-ball is where it's at. While she's in the mode,
Yep. Yeah, she still got to light her lock on the right of that ramp. And that's a dangerous shot.
it's very dangerous, but you need it.
Yep.
That's what I love.
So the best thing to do that I found is actually like clip the target as you go up the ramp.
Or as you go into the foosball.
Either clipping the edge wherever you may be is the safest shot if you can do it.
Yes.
And those sometimes, if you're aimed at the ramp and you'll clip the left target, you'll actually ricochet and clip the right. You can get both of them at once. So it doesn't happen too often, but it's happened. So, that's another sound that's a little harsh that I might have to update. It's like a buzzer. It sounds like like you're playing high school basketball and like the game's over. But it's game over on your mode.
Oh, so. Okay. Sound like a big error buzzer.
Yeah. Now she's battling K, so she's got to hit the H target. So the stand-ups are the targets for hoops.
Okay.
So,
oh, the one like left of the ramp, right of the ramp. Okay, okay.
Yep.
She's getting multi-ball. Jackpot's the left ramp.
Oh! She's got ball save though, right? I can't see it.
Yes, but it's not going to give her the multi-ball back.
It won't give the multi-ball back.
Oh.
No. Yeah. The rules are a little hard right now, but
that's fine. You got some tournament players in here.
Yeah, no, it's good, right?
They need to play better.
I'm never gonna critique a tournament's players' play. When you watch me play, you'll be like, "What are you talking about, man?"
Are you not gonna go hop on and play against Garrett?
What's that?
Are you not gonna go play against Garrett?
Nah, I don't think so.
That's fair enough. So now it's Sir Galahad.
Yep. So right orbit.
Yep. A little tricky. So how many? Is it a certain amount of completions? Is it like
so you'll see
3?
Shots made 0 out of 3. So it's just
3
For
shots. Yeah, that's
Galahad.
what I figured.
Yep. Each one's a little different, but we try to balance it based on difficulty.
What's up, guys? We're streaming some turners. You want to go hop on it?
Cross has got a Ninja Eclipse coming, and he's got his Ninja Eclipse, but then he's got a Merlin's coming too. So
and I get to unbox it, right? I'll pass on that part. Y'all been playing a lot? You gonna go put up a... I know. You gonna go put up a GC on Ninja Eclipse real quick? Well, so far, this is awesome, man. Merlin's Arcade is incredible.
So what are they shooting now?
Oh, there goes Yeg.
Yeah, that right orbit is a tough shot from the lower left.
Ball
again.
3, player 3. I think Garrett's up.
Grand champion.
Oh, was that it? Yep.
He just comes at the end of the show and puts up the GC.
Shocking.
I know.
Mind-blowing. Well, I'm going to hand this over to Thomas. I want to hear his thoughts on this game, but I might be back.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going?
Howdy. Chris, I'm Thomas.
Hey, Thomas. Good to meet you,
Good
man.
to meet you. Okay.
Thank you guys for streaming our game.
Oh, you're welcome. It's an honor.
Well, it's a wonderful thing for us. We want more people to see the game. We're super happy to have it at the show, get a lot of people to play it here, but this is the first public stream that we've had, so we'll be doing a lot more when we get back to the shop, but it's really great to get more people to be able to see it. So.
Yeah. So this is my first game was playing it just now.
Yeah, what did you think?
It's I don't know. Oh, I had a huge multi-ball.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. But so as I understand, you have all the different modes in the middle, right? You have all the different, I guess, nights.
Yeah, so each night is like a different game and a different shot on the playfield.
Okay.
And so you see like the circle of knights there around the Holy Grail.
Yes.
There's like Galahad and Kay and Tristan and Dagonet and Gawain and Percival and Galahad and Lancelot. You can't see it on the screen here; it's so small.
Yeah, it's small. I know.
But each one, as you go around like that clockwise loop, it kind of follows the shots on the playfield from the left orbit over to the right orbit and the
Okay.
cool targets.
All right.
So we
Well,
try to
that's
keep it kind of the association in the mind of the knight and their flag and their location of shot. We're trying to make that easy for people to
Yeah.
correlate by matching everything up. Dude,
Okay.
great job on the GC, Garrett. Dude, you were doing so great. Like, it's like I was watching you play with it, and I'm like, this is exactly how John Norris wanted it to be used. You're just like mastered it instantly.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned for you though, because I'm waiting for you to get on some other game, and you like go to for the button and it's not there. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
So I hope that doesn't happen. But really masterful use of that button. Good
Yep.
job. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's. If you like it now, you're really gonna like it. So.
Okay. Good to hear. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I think we're here till 2 o'clock, right?
Oh my goodness, I know. It's 1 now. It's
Yeah.
crazy. We got late nights.
Yeah,
at these
he's got
shows.
tournament in the morning, so
Oh,
he's
good.
got to go.
Dude, get some sleep.
Yeah,
Thank you
go,
so much
man.
for playing.
See ya.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
my pleasure.
Yeah. So Garrett's got to go get some rest. He's got to be up at 7 in the morning tomorrow
Yeah.
for the Wizards tournament.
Yeah, he probably ought to get some sleep.
Yeah, needs some sleep. He made it through, and I think he's. I have to go see if Daniel made it through or not.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. That sounds good. We'll see you tomorrow.
We will.
What do you think of the foosball guy?
Oh, it's awesome. You
I
know,
think he's really fun to hit.
I was talking to some of the guys earlier about the design and how the bearings they're using
Yeah.
and how. I mean, I assume it's. Is it a 3D printed right now, or is it a
Yeah,
literal? They
so-
just took one off a machine, or
So these are 3D printed right now. So
Okay.
the sculpts are 3D printed and then painted, hand painted.
yeah,
And the foosball guy, we didn't paint him at all.
Yeah.
I was concerned that like the paint would be chipping off or
Yeah.
something, But I guess we could have painted the upper part because really the ball only hits the lower part. But anyway,
yeah.
I just left him just the resin color for now.
Okay.
But in production, the plan is that we actually use a molding process, and like you can, it's not injection molding most likely because of kind of quantities and just the scale of the project.
Yeah.
But like silicone molding for
Okay.
kind of mid-level production kind of works out to be more affordable.
Okay.
But you can basically mold it with a solid color, so
Yeah.
like it's not going to chip off.
Yeah, the whole thing is one.
Yeah, so we'll do kind of like a light gray for that, probably something that almost matches the trim of the barrel, so
Okay.
it'll look more like a knight. I mean, foosball players are white, but it's kind of a stark contrast to the other elements on the playfield. I think it'll blend
Yes.
and just look a little better. And then same with the other sculpts. Like I hope that we can go through this molding process with the other sculpts. I think that will be better for batch production.
Yeah.
But we just want to make sure that the paint quality looks great, and we got some great compliments on them.
Yeah.
There's some little details a few people noticed. I don't know if you saw it, but Merlin, he actually has like a cape and like a sash, and it's fabric. So
Okay.
he's 3D printed, and his arms move,
Yeah.
but it's like a composition of materials to make him up, to give his depth to his character, And also, if you look at the side art and stuff on the cabinet, he's wearing that cape and this cloak thing. And so it's like, I was like, how could we replicate that with a print? When his arms move, you'd see it all like
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah,
and
you
so
can't
we use
really
the
print it on.
fabric.
Yeah.
We're just trying to make it really cool. It's like, people are always talking about the world under glass, right?
Yeah.
So like we wanted to feel like this is like you're in Merlin's
Yeah.
arcade. There's Merlin,
It's-
and so
It's like I'm trying to think. How in Roadshow you've got Red and Ted. They have hair. They have real hair. They've got yeah, it's a doll, but they still put a lot of effort into it, even back then.
yeah.
So no, it's really awesome that doing that kind of detail on this kind of thing.
Yeah. He just hit right orbit with the lower left flipper.
Yes.
It's tight, but it's definitely makeable.
Yeah, you can shoot that from the lower left. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was looking to see chat. Yeah, Garrett was gonna blow it up.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that tap is definitely. You do have to time it though. You know, I did it a few times too early.
If you do it too early, so if you think about the physics of it, right? I mean, the weight of the ball and then like how far down you are on the flipper, it's much harder for the flipper to be able to push when it's way out here. But up here, it can flip a lot more.
Yeah.
So if you want to get a higher bounce, like you can do that earlier. But really, if you're just trying to pass, you want it to be like almost right at the end of the flipper.
Yeah.
Probably like half an inch at most.
Yeah.
So.
No, it makes total sense.
Yep.
So it definitely would take a little bit of getting used to, maybe, because the timing. You know, I've passed on a fair share of EMs, and it's a little different, but you can definitely get used to it.
Yeah.
And definitely, as Garrett was showing, you can definitely use it extremely well and take your gameplay up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some water. Excuse
Sure.
me just a minute.
Oh. Yeah, so Marcus coming up and
Talking for like 2 days straight.
oh, I
doesn't
know, I'm
help your
sure.
throat.
I'm sure.
So,
Hopefully you're not yelling that loud here.
you know, it's so funny. Like, I think we are yelling the whole time because that's the only way we can hear each other. So.
No, it's not. When you have headsets on with.
No, this is
it's not
great.
bad. It's
I
not
know.
bad. Yeah, Marcus. We have a couple other DFW guys up here playing. You got Marcus and a couple of the other guys. That's cool.
So someone's asking VIP party or just still open play. They kicked everybody out at like what?
11:30, I think.
11:30, yeah. And then we got to come back in at midnight. So.
Yeah. So right now it's kind of the exhibitor after hours.
Yeah.
I think everyone here is technically an exhibitor. They've either brought a game or are an exhibitor.
Yep.
So, and then I think we're here till 2.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's nice because I mean.
Less
Will
people
actually get a chance to play
Yeah,
stuff.
it's a time for the exhibitors to go play things.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, because you don't get any time during the day.
Yeah, we've been busy all day.
Yeah.
So, I'd have to ask. So on the foosball shot, is there anything associated with it specifically, like modes, or is it just kind of shooting it?
So, like, I mean, that is the like Dagonet. So that's the night for foosball. We're battling phase 1 and phase 2 with Dagonet.
Okay.
When we implement the duels, those will be like more varied in the shots that you have to make.
Yeah.
Kind of more like the modes in Ninja Clips like are very varied, but the night battles are very much focused on individual shots.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting. You know, looking at the lower playfield lights, trying to see how you're gonna end up going through the 4 individual lights over each flipper.
Oh yeah, so those are for the duels, and so we don't have the duels coded yet.
Yes.
So you've got 8 nights, right? And then the concept of the arcade in these games, like you've got the light nights and the dark nights. So you first battle the phase 1 night, the light night. And then the evil sorceress Morgan Le Fay, who's represented by the sculpt in the back left of the playfield, she comes and like bewitches the knight, and then they become like this mean version, the Dark Knight, and then you battle the phase 2. So with phase 1 and phase 2 for all the nights, you have 16 night battles.
Yeah. Okay.
You also notice like on the art of the cabinet, the art blades on the right and the cabinet art on the right, it's like the light knights, and then on the left it's the dark knights. So we kind of have the cabinet split, and then the back box, like Arthur is on one side, Mordred's on the other.
Okay.
So we kind of tried to separate that in the playfield, so you could or the cabinet, so you could see this distinction between the 2 sides.
Correct. Yeah. And we were noticing, you beat the mode, they'll change to like a dark version.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you battle the phase 2. But when the duels are implemented, every 4 night battles, you'll do a duel. And so, like, battle any 4 nights, start the first duel. Battle the next 4, start the next duel.
Okay.
And I don't remember off the top of my head the order of the duels, but the duels are with Mordred, Merlin, Morgan, and Arthur.
Okay.
And so like I said, the duels, nice multi-ball.
Yeah.
So the duels will be more varied in the shots and how they're played. It's a win or lose thing. And those 4 little lights to the left and right of where it says duel,
Yeah.
like when you're hitting the shot and you're making it, you're defeating your opponent's health, but when you're missing the shot, your health goes down.
Yeah.
So basically, when your health is depleted, like you've lost, you miss that trophy, and the game moves on.
Yeah.
Or you win the trophy and you move on.
Yeah. Uh-oh. We lose a coil sleeve?
Oh
We
no!
lose a coil sleeve already?
It could be a sleeve. It could be the flipper return spring. So
Or a spring? Okay.
let's check it out. I'm gonna have to find the keys, and I don't know where
Uh-oh.
Gabe is. So
All right.
Hold on a
I'll
sec.
man the booth. You're good.
all right, sounds good.
We're working on it, yeah. It wouldn't be a testing environment without issues, right? Again, they're announcing the games today, and they've been played all day long. So every game's going to have issues. These games have been played for pretty much 2 days straight now. And I actually really like the way they do the back glass, or the back glass, and then also the front glass. It's very easy to take off. It kind of just rolls forward. The latch is very interesting. Maybe we can kind of see it when they pull it off here. Yeah. So it's just one little thing, and the whole glass and the side comes off at one big piece. It's really cool. You don't have to slide glass out or anything like that. So I can't hear him talking. Could have put a mic on Chris, I suppose. But Marcus is up there. We're talking about it. It could be a coil. I'm guessing it's a coil sleeve getting a little dirty, since it kind of happened out of nowhere. But we'll see. Yeah, just that coil sleeve got a little dirty. Got a little something in there and gummed it up. We'll see. Yeah, it's still active. It looks like it's a little high. We'll see. Yeah. We need to move the rig. But thanks for joining. Again, me and the rest of the Carpool guys are glad and honored to be able to stream. This is the first public stream, as Chris was saying, of this table running, I would say, maybe alpha or pre-alpha code. They've been working very hard on it the last few months to get the code pretty much playable for TPF. Have some of the basic modes in, and be cool to see how they develop the code. I don't know if you can see the poster, but they're planning to do 2 tables. First run will be like a limited edition or LE model. I think they said 500 units produced. And then we'll make a standard production later on. It was a return spring. Okay. So, interesting. It got caught on something. But yeah, so coil return spring. That'll do it. Interesting that it let go, though, all at once. It looks like it snapped. We'll get that fixed and get playing. So we got about another 45 minutes. They have 2 tables here, and they also have Ninja clips, as we were saying earlier. 2 of those still on the floor. And it's always good to see, you know, the Chris going out here and working on the games himself. Again, if you do have any questions, ask him in the chat, and we can forward them to him and answer it on stream. Okay, I think we're back in action. We'll see. Yep.
So that's the second one of the show.
Okay.
It's terrible. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Little coil return spring.
Yep. So we're working on trying to find a better spring that's not gonna.
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
just
I don't know.
guess coming off, coming apart,
Well, so
expanding.
What's happening? Well, that's me actually pulling on it.
Oh, okay.
So basically, they have the little loop at the end,
Yeah.
and
the
what's
hook.
happening is this hooks through like the part of the flipper that moves,
Okay.
and it's like there's some rubbing friction between that spring and the edge of the metal where it hooks through.
Okay.
And it just like almost like a file, it just files through the thin metal, and it cuts it right off.
Okay.
So it's happened twice. So
Interesting.
it might be something where on that mech, like the flipper paw itself, we need to like file the edge, but
Yeah. Hey, it's
But
an
I'll-
early game.
yeah,
These
well,
games are played all day for 2 days now.
I'll talk
so.
with our vendor, and you
Yeah.
know, these are the kind of things we
Hey, it's
look
why
for
you have testing.
opportunities to improve and make better. So,
Yeah. Hey, it's why you're out here testing stuff,
Yeah.
bringing things on the floor. All right, let me get back to the full screen. There we go.
nice, thank you.
I know we don't have our nice big monitor here with us, but
Oh, this works great.
it's all right. Yeah. Let's see. What else? So the scoop starts modes. It what else does it do? The main scoop of the game, the VUK right here. It starts your nights.
Yes.
What are the other lights for?
So I mean, it's hard to read them all in here, but obviously
Okay.
all the arrows are indicating the shots.
Okay.
We've got Lady of the Lake on the scoop.
Okay.
Right now, you light that by hitting special, and then you shoot in there, and it's kind of like a mystery award.
Okay.
That's still a lot more to be developed with that.
All right.
The challenge night is on the scoop,
Yeah.
and then the duel is on the scoop.
Okay.
And then the hurry up for completing the night battle or the duel. is
Oh,
on the
okay.
scoop.
So you complete a mode, it starts a hurry up.
Yeah, so you're starting and completing modes at the scoop, essentially.
Okay. All right.
Because we want to hold the ball while we show like the
That
transitions
yeah.
in the movies and things like
Total
that.
sense. Yes.
Yep. And then when you're one shot away from completing the night battle, for example, like you have to shoot the scoop because you're in the hurry up, you'll get the arrows for the up the center through the pops and then the right orbit, and essentially those are like victory loops, we call them. And so it gives you a chance to like increase your bonus multiplier before completing a mode.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It's a little risk reward there. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Like how much time do I have left? Can I make these shots in time? Do I want to just complete the mode? Do I want to go for it?
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. So there's
Yep.
one shared timer, I guess,
Correct.
for that.
Yep.
All right. All right.
And then for the show, just based on the time that we had, we got all the night battles in there,
Yeah.
but we don't let you select which one.
Okay.
But in the final code, our plan is that, let's say you qualified 3 nights and you shoot the scoop, you should be able to actually select one of the nights or battle all of the nights or run away and come back.
And yeah.
So like essentially it's mode stacking. So there are a lot of shots. You can kind of start to think about, you know, let's say darts, right? To get darts, I've got to go through the pops around the left orbit and then hit the stand-ups on the right. That's the dart shot. Well, if I wanted to stack darts with arcade, if I miss the center orbit and I end up in the pops, I'm scoring arcade.
Yeah, you're still good.
So it's kind of like strategically you can stack night battles so that even when you're missing a shot, you're making a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think there'll be a lot of interesting strategy that comes out of stacking those modes. I think that's where like advanced players will really get excited that, I mean, who knows? Like they may be stacking them all, but the more you stack, obviously the more bonus multipliers and things you'll have.
Yep.
We have to decide how stacking those modes impacts your time. Kind of some ideas that we have are like you complete one of the nights and it'll add some time. so that you can continue to complete others that you
Yeah.
stacked. But yeah, we're working with John Norris to define the exact way that all those things are going to work, and then obviously we'll game test and just see what feels good.
Yeah. I do want to bring up one target on the game
Yeah.
that's right above the right in lane.
Yep.
There's a one stand up below the pool balls.
Correct. Yep.
I assume that's an add-a-ball in multi-ball.
So that, I don't know if we have an add-a-ball on it. It
Yeah.
probably is our add-a-ball right now, but it's, well, I don't know. It's the jackpot in multi-ball right now.
Oh, okay.
But it's also the power-up and the Excalibur target. So,
Okay.
But in multi-ball, it will flash.
It was. That's what
and
I
it's,
saw.
it's
Yeah.
the jackpot.
Okay.
So I don't know where the add-a-ball is. I'd have to ask my teammate where we put that, because we weren't following like everything about the final rules. We were just trying to get stuff in,
Sure.
to make sure that it was fun and engaging for TPF.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a jackpot shot. It's I bet could you make that from the lower left flipper? Maybe.
Yeah,
It'd be very
you can,
close.
but it's tough.
It'd be very
Yeah.
hard. Definitely a tough shot though.
Yep.
Okay. And I think me and Harrison were talking about, so this left orbit, it'll send it right back through the pop bumpers, and up here back down to the right flipper.
Correct.
And you can do the same way either way. There's not really a gate there, I don't think.
Nope. So yeah, you can go left orbit. It'll come straight through the pops down to the right flipper.
Okay.
Or you can go up through, around, and you can catch it with the upper left flipper.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
And I can't show this on the stream, but
So
go ahead.
one thing, this just happened like 3 times in a row. Do you notice how the in lanes, they are open at
Yeah.
the top?
Yes.
So John Norris's goal with that was he wants the ball to like feed in there really quickly. So like he doesn't want to slow down the ball, and so like
They're wide.
just a few times it comes down in there and it just flies through there. It doesn't
Yes.
like bobble and then fall. That
Yeah.
was his goal in that. I think it's working really well.
Yeah, that's what we're saying is that the opening of that in lane is very wide. It's probably
Yep.
one.
There you go.
There
We
you
just
go,
saw
just
it.
like
I
that.
mean, it just feeds
Yeah.
down there so fast. So
Yeah.
yeah, and also all you guys that are the advanced players, you're like bumping the machine when it's hitting the top of that post there
Yeah.
on the slingshot rubber, and it's different on this game, right? When you start bumping there, it's going to behave differently because the distance between that post and the outlane post, it's like it's different. So
Yeah, if you actually just shove straight up, it could go left.
Right.
You think if you're looking at the in lane guide instead of that, yeah. So if it comes straight down,
Yep.
you'll bump it up and it goes straight to the outlane area. So
Yeah.
yeah, it would be a little different. It reminds me a little bit of like some of the early Stern Electronic or solid state games like Meteor. They have that perfectly curved
Interesting.
inlane guy. That thing just it can scream if you're not ready for it.
Yep. So he just shot the scoop from the upper left flipper.
Correct.
Which is actually, it seems like it would be a hard shot, but I actually sometimes think that that's easier than the lower left flipper,
Yeah,
personally.
it's closer.
Yeah.
It,
It also has like rubber posts on the side of it, and I think that it kind of like hits the rubber post and falls in.
could be, yeah. I can see that. It's on the fly every time, but
Yep.
it is closer.
Yeah.
And I know Savannah hit that a few times from up there.
I've seen people hit it straight up into the pops from that flipper too. It's like there's some interesting shots that you can make that you almost think like, man, I didn't think you could make that.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
almost-
John had this in his mind. I was like, whoa, that's cool.
We'll try it. It's almost as close to being a lower flipper in the
It's
position-wise.
true. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. There's not very many games that have a flipper like that, where you have a wide flipper that's fairly close and can shoot so many things. And there's some crazy. I wish I could get some crazy hair here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we get him on stream, but yeah. I mean, he's got 65 million. Yeah. I'd say pretty good. I didn't know that. Did not know that was Harrison's dad. And so, this is my first TPF.
Wow.
I just started playing about 9 months ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
And really getting into it. I used to play pinball as a kid.
Yeah.
And we had one in our local diner when I was growing up.
Okay, that's cool. Do you
And
remember what it was?
there were a few that I remember. We had a Baywatch, Sega Baywatch.
Okay.
We had a Getaway,
Yep.
which is probably that thing was memorable for me.
Yeah.
Fishtails. We had a Fishtails.
Okay, cool.
We had some good machines. We
That's
had
awesome.
we had some really cool machines. But I didn't get back into it until kind of COVID happened. And
Yeah.
I was looking right before COVID happened, was wondering, like, it came across my mind, like, what's happening with pinball, you know? I'm sure it's still around.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've seen it, you know, the arcades have them. And decided to kind of get into it seriously about last year, late last year. Started going to our local arcade, our side arcade.
Yep.
I live in Arlington.
Yeah.
So go there a lot, and then met one of the DFW League guys that was there one day. He was watching me play. He was like, "You're pretty good. You should come to one of our events."
That's awesome.
And here we are, about 7, 8 months later.
Very cool.
So
That's great.
I'm loving it, and I like streaming
It's
too.
pretty addictive.
Yeah, no, it's very satisfying. That's why I like.
Yeah.
I'm still a competitive guy. I was in college. I played esports. I played video games competitively for our college, and graduated. Never really, you know, I like having a competitive drive. And, you know, you play pinball. It's you versus the machine. It's really just you and the machine. So it's on you to get better and learn from other players.
Yep.
Learn from your own mistakes, and it's very satisfying. And of
Yeah.
course, you know, when you have a big game, the dopamine hit from getting a crazy score and just blowing up a machine is awesome.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And it's cool to have a great event like this, TPF here in Texas. It's a really awesome event. It's, so far, it's been amazing. Unfortunately, I didn't get into the tournament. They already were, you know, all full by the time I knew about it.
Yeah.
Next year, and we'll see where that goes. You know, Garrett and the Carpool guys, they host their tournaments a lot. And, you know, we stream that every other Tuesday at the, we call it the Carpool Proving Grounds. A lot of EMs and early solid states set to death mode. Garrett sets them extremely hard.
Yep.
But also very fun. You know, 30, 40 people come out to those. It's very cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we're honestly honored. I'm sure Garrett has told you, you know, thanks for letting us be able to host the stream and
It's
reveal the
great
game
for us. So we want people to see the game.
Man, I'm trying to see. So the I don't know what you call that. The upper, you know, the upper flipper loop shot.
Yeah.
On the right.
Yep.
That's like your bonus advance.
Yeah, it says Advance X.
Yeah. I guess your bonus advance, and then obviously it modes. I'm trying to think what else would be in the game that we haven't talked about. I'm sure you and Harrison went over a lot of stuff too, but
yeah, there are some things like we have like a concept of tickets. We haven't implemented that yet, but there you see like in different areas of the playfield it's there, and on the foosball where that
the
bright
like
spot
where the light
and
is,
then the center orbit.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
we'll implement that, and then
And he was saying there will be a physical ball lock eventually.
yeah. So we didn't implement it in time for the show, but that barrel that you see, there's an up post, and the ball will hit the up post and stop, and then there's a mechanism that basically pushes it off the ramp down like a metal wire form, and then goes into a subway, and it holds in the subway, and the subway leads to the scoop, and then the ball shoot out.
Okay, yeah, so it'll just drop into a subway up to the scoop.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the barrel in the upper right section of the playfield on the wire form.
Yep. And so that's the and the legendary edition.
Okay.
That's the physical ball lock. And
all right.
In the arcade edition, it works just like it's working now. It's just
a virtual
ball
lock. Yeah, okay.
Which is also what Ninja Eclipse has.
Okay. Are there any other big differences between the two versions?
We talked about it a little earlier, but I mean it's the cabinet has black powder coating instead of the yellow. It doesn't have Well, I'll talk about the upgrades, right?
Okay.
So from going from the arcade to the legendary, you get the yellow powder coat, you get the speaker lighting, you get the topper, you get the art blades, you get the invisiglass, you get all of the sculpts, like the moving Merlin mech and the ball lock with the subway.
Okay.
And so I think those are the primary differences. Like on our TurnerPinball.com website, like the two models are listed and like all the details about kind of what's included and what's common
Okay.
among the models is there. So
All right. Yeah, again, by the time we'll of course link that in turnerpinball.com
yep.
for info and ordering. You
Absolutely.
order direct from you guys.
Yep.
Okay. And where are y'all located?
So we're in Boerne, Texas. It's near
Boerne.
San Antonio.
Okay. Okay. I knew you were in Texas. I didn't know where.
Yeah, it's about 5.5 hours from here.
Yeah,
so
it's a
we got
drive.
a bit of a drive tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know what time we'll get out of here. I think it's around 2 probably, right?
Yeah,
So-
they want you to pack up around 1:30.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
you'll
going to be
get
a
home-
late night tomorrow.
It'll be a late night. Yeah. Dreading work on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So.
Yeah, we got out of here at like 1 a.m. last night. It was already
Yeah.
1:30.
No, that's normal. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, for us guys, we were hosting streams earlier. And we had various machines out outside the hall. NTX Pinball, North Texas Pinball,
Yep.
hosted by Tom George, who was here earlier. He was doing a bunch of side events, including the kids event that we were streaming. That takes up most of our day.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, it's still an event. It's a little exhausting, not gonna
Yeah.
lie. A few hours of sleep, but it's worth it. Let's see. So on the, I guess I haven't even asked about the pool balls. Is it just kind of, is each one individually? You're supposed to hit. We're just sitting here, not really in a mode. You shoot each individual one. Does
Yep.
it do something?
Yeah, so essentially you're trying to qualify Lancelot by collecting the pool balls. And so once you
Okay.
hit them all, then you'll qualify Lancelot. And then the light phase and the dark phase have different ones you have to hit.
Okay.
To qualify Lancelot for phase 2, instead of just hitting them in any order, you have to hit them in a numbered order.
Okay.
So like the phase 2 qualifications get a little more challenging. Those stand-ups are also dual purpose. Like they also serve as the darts targets. So if you're just hitting them, you're going to get pool balls. But if you go through the center around the left orbit,
Yeah.
then you'll see there's like these little, they look like dart bullseyes.
Yeah.
Those will flash, and all of the pool balls will turn red and green, alternating. And you
Okay.
have to hit a green one, and you hit a dart shot.
Okay.
Yeah. So the dart shot is probably one of the harder modes to qualify and beat, because you have to come around and then use that upper flipper right after you do that orbit shot, and then hit those targets.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine. I think I remember seeing that now. Savannah may have done that.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll turn red and green.
Yeah, they flash, so
Okay.
we try to make it really obvious that's
Yeah.
the shot coming off there.
Yep. Interesting. Man. It's really beautiful with the LED and the RGB on the sides of the side blades.
Thank
Can't really
you.
see it,
Yeah.
but over here on the left and right, really makes everything super bright.
It does, yeah. And the colors on the playfield, because it's like there's a lot of areas of light colors, it really lights up. And like Ninja Eclipse, I mean, the playfield is beautiful, but it's a little darker, and it works for the theme. But if you go and look, the lights are the same intensity on the glass,
Yeah.
but this one looks much brighter,
Yeah.
just because it's
Reflects
reflected
a lot
off the
more, yeah.
lighter playfield. So
No, it's really awesome.
yeah.
Of course, it's all, fully addressable. You have all kinds of effects going on that we've seen. Even like that, the new ball lights up from the bottom to the top. It's
Yeah,
really
we
cool.
we haven't gotten too much in here based on where the rules are.
Yeah.
But
But just
it'll
there.
come. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the features are there. I mean, people can see what we can do with it with Ninja Eclipse, and so that'll all be here. So for the battles, we just like, this is like a kind of a golden tone for the light knight. It's like a magenta tone for the dark knight.
Yep. I need to take a picture of this. I meant to do it earlier.
Oh yeah, that's some crazy hair right there.
I wish we could. I don't know if you can see him. You can kind of see it on
yeah.
stream. You can see it. Oh, it's awesome. I haven't seen him until now. I guess been lurking around. Although I've been hiding in a booth half the day.
Yeah.
So right now, have you did you and Harrison talk about timelines or anything? You have anything to talk about?
Bit. Yeah, we can talk timelines. So Ninja Eclipse, we're approaching 3/4 delivered on that. I'm thinking probably around June is when we'll be fully delivered with Ninja Eclipse. And then the timeline, I've been very kind of vague about the specific delivery date, just saying summer.
Okay.
And so we're working on getting our parts in, and then we'll start making these as soon as the parts are.
Sure.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's why I ask if you have any information. I don't know. So if you don't want to share it, hey.
No, it's more like I don't want to over-promise and under-deliver.
Yeah.
I want to do the opposite. And so I'd rather tell you that it's going to be longer and then deliver sooner than tell you it's going to be sooner and deliver later.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, there's some good anticipation for what you're doing.
Well,
so
I appreciate that.
Harrison, Garrett, everyone's very impressed with Ninja Eclipse. I'll have to go play it some more. Trying to think. How many have you produced for Ninja?
So far, delivered about 65-ish.
Yeah.
So, it's not a lot.
Not a lot, yeah.
I mean, even when we're done 100 games, I mean,
yeah.
A lot of people are like, is there one close to me? And I'm like, I wish there was.
Yeah. So if you're here, play it here while you're here.
Yeah.
And, but otherwise, it's a lot of private stuff, I bet. So.
Yep.
Oh, man. What else? We're talking, I'm an engineer, technically, for work.
What kind of engineer?
It's computer engineering.
Me too.
So it's like double E, double E
Same
slash
thing.
computer.
Yep, exactly.
And a lot of these games now, traditionally you have inlane switches and you have physical switches for that kind of thing. But now, in some of these games like this, there's no inlane switches.
Yep.
Well,
there are. You
can't see them.
Right.
But it's magnetic.
Actually not.
Or how does it work then?
So these are optos.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just very small and very well hidden.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So they just underneath the playfield itself?
Yeah.
Or
They're serviceable from the bottom side of the playfield, but they extend to the surface.
Wow. I may have to go look at. I may have to.
Yeah, you can go and try to figure out where they are.
Yeah. That's very.
I
cool.
would ask people occasionally. I'm like, "Oh, did you see the rollovers?" Like,
what rollovers?
Wait, where are they?
Yeah.
I say, well, can you figure out how it works?
Okay. Yeah.
And
that's cool.
Then they think it's like a magnetic sensor or something, which I haven't had good experiences with personally.
I can agree with that.
But then I go into the switch test and I run my finger by it and it triggers. I'm like, whoa, what?
Yes. Yeah, that's a little magic trick almost. That's
no,
cool.
I don't have any metal on my finger.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to look at that.
It's pretty neat. I think it looks nice. We had plans for it for Ninja Eclipse, but we weren't able to get it done in time. And so Ninja Eclipse has standard rollovers, but we got it in for this one. So
yeah, that's cool. My little engineer side asking that question.
Yeah.
Because some of the magnetic sensors that I've dealt with, they calibrate all the time. I can think of a few games that do that and have some issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we worked on it. We tried to test some different things, and we just never got anything that performed reliably enough to say, yeah, this is good enough.
Yeah.
So, not to say it's not possible. It's just we found this as a
Yeah,
good solution.
we have the
so.
technology now to where you can do that.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yep.
You can hide things everywhere.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Now, this is maybe my, I guess you call it unfamiliarity with the theme.
Yeah.
So you have all the different flags.
Yep.
Now, are they your original creation, or does that have a root in something?
That's a good question. I would have to ask our artist that.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're probably like kind of like a knight crest, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you look at the flags, they kind of represent the games. So I think it's just
the original
they picked
thing.
something interesting around
Okay.
the theme of that game and made it.
Yeah.
But maybe there's more to it. I mean, maybe the colors mean something more.
Yeah.
Like on Ninja Eclipse, there's tons of meaning to all the stuff because like Brad was an English teacher in Japan, knows all about Japanese culture, and like really integrated into all the elements of the game. Like, you know, I'm not sure if there's another level that I'm not even aware of in this or not.
Yeah.
But it does look cool, and yeah, they represent the games. So.
Okay. Okay. Gruber's asking, are you guys going to MGC in a few weeks?
I don't know. We've had a lot of questions about shows that we're going to and things, and like I haven't made any decisions yet, yay or nay. The next show that's on our schedule is going to be Expo in October.
Okay.
But I really want to get the game around for more people to play. The hard part is it's like we're a small
Splitting
team.
your team, yeah, splitting your time
so,
up.
So like
Yeah.
Collier is assembling Ninja Cup playfields, right? So let's say I sent Collier to MGC, like we don't
Delaying
ship
other
Ninja
things.
Clips for
Yeah.
a week, right? Who's gonna go? Like, am I gonna send Gabe? Am I gonna go? Like, we're all busy. I don't have anyone that could just go to a show. It's like we're gonna be tired. I'm gonna want to sleep on Monday. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. So the shows are hard for us because we're such a small team. There's so much to do.
Yeah.
And so like I'm trying to think of good ways, and I've been talking to a lot of like distributors and stuff, and they want to help with getting it around to shows. And the thing is, it's like the game is still new. I mean, we've had it here, it's performed great for the show, but I want to be available to make sure that the game is always working the way it needs to. So like even the flipper spring we just did, right? I mean, I would hate for it to go to a show and like sit somewhere and like the flipper spring snaps and no one fixes it or something. That's like a nightmare,
Yeah.
right? So you got to have your game up. It's got to be playable. So it's like I have this feeling where I kind of want to hang on to control of that, but I also want the game around. And I don't know. I don't know how to balance it or what to do, but that's what I'm thinking through. So trying to figure out the details.
Okay.
So I wish I had a better answer. We're going to kind of evaluate it as a team, and then we'll make some decisions. But the best way to know where we're going to be, like follow us on Facebook, Turner Pinball, and like I generally try to like post, hey, we're going to go to this show or whatever, you know. That's where I kind of disseminate information like that.
All right. Cool. Thanks for the info.
Yeah.
Clark just came by. I'm surprised he's still here, actually.
I'm surprised I'm still here. Oh
yeah, I know. It's pretty close to packing up time, 1:45. So, Clark will get a few games in, and then we'll probably start closing out.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how fast some of these games are. Yeah,
it's
very
fast,
fast, man.
And when it comes down from the ramp on the wire form and then into the in lane, like it really comes down there fast too.
Yeah.
And it's because of that wider in lane. So.
Yeah. And I think Savannah hit it once. It was on the fly, came down to the right flipper, hit it up the left ramp.
Oh yeah.
And it jumped the wire form a little bit.
Yep. It can get going that fast.
It can get going that fast. Yeah. Yeah, that's not even a crazy wire form, but it still can get so much airtime on that.
Yep.
I was asking Garrett about that. Is that these newer games, is it like a plexiglass play field, or is what's covering it?
Yeah, so this is a polycarbonate top.
Okay.
So it's basically we've been cutting the play fields on our CNC at our shop, and then we have a vendor that prints the polycarbonate for us. and it's printed on the underside, so like the art doesn't wear off.
Okay.
And then it has an abrasion-resistant coating on it, and it looks great. It performs great, and we've been real happy with it. So people come up and kind of talk. They're like, "Your playfield is so smooth. Like it shoots so nice." And like,
Yeah.
and then some people will be like, "Dude, your playfield doesn't have any dimples."
It's like glass. Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's-
because they're walking over and they're like, "Hey, go look at this game or go look at that game." It's like a brand new unboxed game for the show, and then you look at it, it's like totally dimpled by the end of the show.
Yeah.
But this will never dimple. It's not scratch proof. You know, you don't want to like take some sandpaper to it or something.
Yeah, you don't want to use your 50-year-old EM golf, your EM pinballs. In a
Oh
game like
goodness,
this.
no! Yeah, that would be very damaging. But yeah, like if you take care of it, it'll perform really well.
Cool. Yeah, I think it just makes the gameplay a lot faster too. That was what I was
I think
thinking.
it does.
Yeah. And it does that. Everything's so smooth, and especially when it's perfectly level, it really is makes it. You know, spin. There's thinking from a competitive. You know, spin is all different compared to wood. It changes a few things.
Yeah.
For sure. So I was gonna ask, how large is your team?
So I don't have an exact number in my
Yeah.
head. I'd have to
I
like
know.
count them all up. But I mean, like full time, it's like about 4, and then a lot of part-time people that have specific skills that we work with.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a small team.
Yeah.
So.
No, I understand. I'm again, I'm being curious. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I love answering the questions.
Sure.
So, Gabe is my mechanical engineer. He's full time, and then we have 2 assembly guys full time, Collier and Matthew. And then obviously I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
And we have another Matthew that works on the team software, and he's generally full time, but he's actually in the National Guard and deployed at the moment.
Okay.
And so that has slowed us down a little bit on some of our software stuff, but he's still working remotely from the other side of the globe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then obviously lots of other team members to help with electrical and art and animation and all sorts of stuff. So good night, Collier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's like,
it's about time to go. You know, got a few minutes left.
yeah,
Maybe have one last game before they'll call us out.
yep.
But again, you know, I want to thank you. I'm sure Clark and them will come back around here in a minute. We'll probably all give you a good goodbye. But, you know, for the stream, thanks for, you know, again, letting us stream your game.
Oh, it's
and
totally
being
my
able to host
pleasure.
it.
I thank you for doing it. So.
Sure. And again, thanks for coming out to TPF. Everyone, thanks for watching. We'll probably keep the stream up for, I don't know, another 5 or 10 minutes until they kick us out.
Sounds good.
I don't want to, you know, keep you here. I'm sure you probably need to get home. So
If it's all right, I'll probably gather
Yeah,
my things.
yeah.
But thank you so much.
sure, thanks
I
for
really
coming.
enjoyed it.
And thanks for talking and discussing the game. And hey, have a good trip home. And
Sounds good.
really, thanks for coming out, man.
Thank y'all. Good night.
Have a good night. Okay. So we'll leave the stream up until they kick us out. So we'll let the guys go ahead and start packing up with the little time they have left. So the Turner Pinball guys are real awesome. All really cool people. And they're honestly, been very impressed with what they've been putting out, and really can't wait to see what they do with this code. In my opinion, this is, plays very fast. Geometry all seems very good. I only have 2 games on it now, so first impressions, but really, really cool game. Question mark out of 10? I mean, I don't know. I would give the layout, man, it's really good. And of course, honestly, the foosball toy alone is like a big deal, right? It's such a cool thing. I don't know if we can rate it just yet, man. It's still very early. Again, this is pretty much confirmed with what he was saying. It's still a very alpha build of the game. There's still a lot of modes to implement, but everyone in here seems to enjoy it. I'll say that. The tap flip buttons, and can really, you get good at that. Really changes how you can play a pinball game like this. So. Yeah, I don't see anyone finessing the ball. It is, it's the same thing happens with MagnaSave. A lot of people don't realize, oh, there's 2 flippers here. They don't read the card that says, hey, look, there's 2 buttons here. You need to use it. On the apron, you can't really see the apron on this screen. That could be something they could improve, is a little, readability for first-time people. That could be an improvement. You may bring that up. That's a good point. To us, advanced guys, we look at the machine before we even play it, go through everything, look at all the shots, look at the layout, look at the geometry. But, to your average player, that could be a thing. So I know in a lot of the games like MagnaSave, there's a little, arrow showing, hey, look, there's another button here. So that could be something to bring up. All right. The final call has been made. So again, we're out here on the floor. These games are open to anyone and everyone. Although there's still exhibitors, but still, it's not just a few people. It's still very open floor. Hey. All right. Sorry, I had someone come up to me. I had to talk for a minute. Yeah, really, honestly, this stream here with the vertical cam doesn't really do the justice on the foosball. It's really big. It's a really tall toy. It's probably 5 inches tall. It is massive. So just seeing it spin here in our stream really doesn't do it full justice. But the game really does look amazing with the lighting. All right. So I think what that is, I'm sure Chris may have talked about that earlier. That is when I think you time out a mode. That's what the game does. Gives you that big buzzer. Is it a spinner you have to time your shot with? Yes, absolutely. It's so long that you can easily shoot through it, or you can shoot it and it will stop the ball's momentum completely if it's still rocking back and forth. So yeah, you could very easily shoot balls underneath that spinner. I'm sure if you could go back in the stream and watch when we were playing earlier, that probably happened. If it just happened right there, just right there. The ball can't go into the large foosball spinner. Ah, there we go. A little bit of tap. Ah, a little early, yeah. Okay, there you go. Tapping it over and starting multi-ball. There you go. So little things like that. You pick that up, realize, wow, need to get that ball over to the right flipper. Boom. Go right into a multi-ball. I don't think you're really post-transferring on this game. I think I'm going to go ahead and start packing up. We'll leave the stream on as long as we can. But if me and Clark, we all don't show back up, I want to thank y'all for watching. And again, Sharp said it enough, but thanks for Turner Pinball for having us stream their game and allowing us to do it. And hopefully everyone can see the type of stuff they're developing. It seems really cool. So I don't know if we will be streaming tomorrow. We may not. The finals for the Wizards tournament will be starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central. I'm sure Wormhole will start a little bit earlier than that, but it starts bright and early tomorrow morning for the top 16, I think top 16 of, or top 8 even, maybe top 8 of the Wizards tournament. So for those who are about that, you have to set an alarm to get up bright and early. It's already 2 in the morning almost, so. That's why Garrett and them had to leave. They need to get some sleep. So, again, thanks for watching. I'm Thomas Shipman, here with Carpool Pinball, and y'all have a good night, and take it easy.
15 minutes if possible. So let's turn it off and let's clear the hall. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being a part of the show.